Que lo que mi gente? Today I'm basically going to be showing you guys how I've been moisturizing my hair lately and sealing it. Previously I've had, because I don't have the problem anymore. Previously I've had situations where I wasn't really liking the way my hair was feeling and what it was doing. It wasn't really cooperating with me too much. So I had to try to change things up a little bit and try to be a little more attentive and listen to my hair a little bit more than I used to. Even though in my opinion, I felt like I was really doing a good job, like listening to what my hair wanted and things like that. But sometimes your hair can want something and then change its mind on you, and now you have to start implementing new things, different things. So today I'm going to basically be moisturizing my hair. I'm going to be using a leave-in conditioner, and I'm also going to create a oil cocktail. So with that being said, estoy aquí con otro video. Vamos a comenzar. So without further ado, let me show you guys how I created this cocktail. So the first oil that I used was olive oil. I basically used a tablespoon of olive oil so that, it can show the benefits of that oil in my hair, because all of these oils have different benefits to them and they're all working together to create something great. The second oil that I used was a tablespoon of avocado oil. Avocado oil is fantastic for your hair and the elasticity and just different things that the olive oil does as well, but now it has a partner to kind of help combat whatever chronic dryness that your hair might be experiencing. The third oil that I used was Jamaican black castor oil. That was also a tablespoon. And the reason why I'm using a tablespoon for these particular oils is because I have them in abundance, and also it stretches the oil long enough for me to get through the sealing of my hair. The fourth oil that I used was a teaspoon of rosemary oil. Rosemary oil basically helps to stimulate your scalp, to promote hair growth, and to also prevent you from having a lot of shedding, and to combat DHT that develops in the hair over a certain amount of time if you're a male or female, but mostly in men with male pattern baldness, etc. And last but not least, I used half a teaspoon of peppermint oil, which also stimulates hair growth and stimulates your scalp in order to help blood flow, etc. With all of those oils combined, they're all very, very powerful, and they're going to be working together with sealing the moisture into my hair, and also keeping my hair nourished keeping my hair nourished until the next time I have to moisturize, wash my hair, or co-wash. So with all of that being done, this is pretty much what we get. Maybe a quarter bowl of this size, a quarter bowl of all of those oils combined. I'm basically, they blend very well. You can't really tell one from the other once everything's in here, even with the Jamaican black castor oil being so thick. All of that is here. And the process that I'm going to use is basically, let me show you guys my hair now, because my hair has been recently washed. So right now, all I'm doing is really just moisturizing it again after my weekly wash. And I'm going to be putting little twists in it so that I can keep my hair protected and different things like that. I notice that my hair thrives a lot when it's able to work together instead of me having like a co-wash, especially now, because it's kind of like ain't nobody going nowhere. Ain't nobody doing nothing special. So I'll basically just twist my hair up. It'll be these ugly little twists, and then I just cover it up with a do-rag or something like that, throw a hat on top of it, and then eso es todo. But yeah, so I'm going to take this off, show you guys what my hair looks like right now. It's dry and ratchet looking, but it's
okay, because, I'm moisturizing it. I'm doing whatever I gotta do, So
at the end of the day, if y'all judging me or whatever, I'm pretty sure y'all not looking all that cute either. But yeah, this is my hair. I recently, actually, because this is looking so crazy right now, I recently gave myself a trim. And like I said earlier in the video, I've been having some issues with my hair as far as like the way it feels and different things like that. I had it was passing. This is not happening right now anymore. So and excuse my lack of a shape up, it's quarantine time, so don't judge me. Don't judge me. But yeah, I gave myself a trim. Since my trim, which was a couple, like maybe a week or two ago, no, actually more like 2 or 3 weeks ago or whatever, my hair is already getting back to the length that it was before I trimmed it. And yeah, so it's growing quickly and it's growing healthier. It's feeling healthier. My ends are not like feeling fried, or not that I use heat on my hair, but my ends are not feeling fried. They're not feeling dry, and I don't have split ends anymore or whatever. When you let your hair last a while without doing anything to it, as far as to give a little dusting or trimming, what happens is you start developing a lot of these single strand knots, and then also your hair is the ends of your hair is old. So if it's drying out and you notice when you comb your hair just stopping right in that area here, then it's time for a trim. I mean, in the meantime, you want to be keeping your hair nice and moisturized, and you're caring for your hair as best you can. But these things do happen. So moving on from that, so you guys know I had some issues, and now I'm just kind of coming back from it, and we getting this going or whatever. So I'm gonna be using this right here. This is not water. This is basically rosemary and bay leaf brewed like a tea. I let it cool down or whatever the case is, put it in a bottle, and then I basically just spray. Like I said, with the rosemary promotes like hair growth and stuff like that. And also it's really conditioning for your scalp. And if you have things like eczema, psoriasis, or just chronic dry scalp, dandruff, it kind of combats those things. So basically I put that in a tea form or whatever like that. I'm gonna spray this in my hair. I do not have to rinse this out if I don't want to, or you don't have to rinse this out if you don't want to. And this is gonna pretty much help keep your hair in a good state, at least when you're like moisturizing and stuff like that, and the longevity of whatever time you spend not having it moisturized up until the next time. So that was like a mouthful, but anyway, using this. Regular water is good as long as it's warm and stuff like that, so it can open up your hair cuticle if you're a person with low porosity hair. But this right here, I've been using it, mind you, I've been using this for like a few weeks, and I've noticed tremendous difference in my hair and the healthiness of it and the way it feels, despite the cut that I gave myself. So without further ado, I'm going to section my hair off in a few sections so that I can distribute product and things like that throughout my hair evenly. And I have a bunch of these, like, if I can get off my hand, a bunch of these little scrunchies or whatever without that metal piece, because that metal piece can pull hair out. And I'm just gonna put this up on the side right here. Very, just towards the back or whatever the case is. Give like a nice section right here. And I'm gonna spray this. Just a couple sprays. You don't wanna like saturate your hair. You're not trying to really wet your hair. You just want it to be moisturized. You want it to be wet enough so that when you add the product in, it has some sort of a slip and they can get to each part of your hair evenly without having to use more product than you have to when it comes to like the moisturizer and things like that, because the moisturizer is what's going to go on the base of my hair. The moisturizer that I'm going to be using is a leave-in conditioner by Dominican Magic. Not to be biased, but Dominican Magic is really good. It smells good, and I noticed that it definitely does really well in my hair particularly. And this is like a 3-in-1 hair follicle anti-aging, whatever the case is. It looked good. It's sulfate free. It doesn't have any kind of craziness going on with it. So I'm like, using it. You guys can use this leave-in conditioner, or you can use your favorite leave-in conditioner. It's basically just to find a base to, moisturize first.
This thing just squirted out on me. Ew.
To find a nice, good conditioner so you can apply it to your hair, and basically just follow up with your oil cocktail. Putting this in there now or whatever. You notice that when I'm applying, I don't know if you guys have seen this in like previous videos, but anytime that I'm applying some type of moisturizer in my hair of any sort, I always run it through with my hands like this, and then I always squeeze like that so that it can literally touch every strand. Because when you have hair that has a curl pattern of some type, it's going to be harder for you to distribute moisturizer throughout the hair. So that area right there is pretty moisturized or whatever, and I'm just going to go in with my fingers or whatever like this with the oil cocktail and basically put it in my hand like this. And I can do the prayer method like this, or I can just keep running it through and then like squeezing a little bit. You're not squeezing to pull at your scalp. You're basically just trying to distribute that moisturizer through there in a nice, even manner. And then you can tell when everything has a little oil on it or whatever the case is, because it'll have like a certain kind of slip to it as you're applying it in. And that's it. Like it's very simple. This moisturizer goes a long way. It's very like the first ingredient is water, so it's not like a really thick leave-in conditioner, because I know some people, they rather a thicker product in their hair versus a more loose product, which is the preference of your hair, is what your hair is asking for. You don't have to use something specifically because I'm using it, unless you have a very similar hair pattern as I do, or the same porosity, etc. All of these things play a factor in your hair routines and the things that you're putting in your hair. I recommend that you keep your products very light, because when your products are heavy, the less you're able to reapply that product, and it weighs your hair down. It can cause more harm than good, and you just want to make sure you're being careful overall. Now after this, because I'm literally not going to do my whole head in front of this camera today, because I want to keep this video at a decent time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you guys how I twist it up after I apply the product in there, and with the oil being the sealing of my moisturizing session right now. I don't even know what to call it, but I'm going to show you guys what I do. So now that all of the product and the oil is distributed throughout my hair, and my hair just feels like nice and soft. Like this is like super soft and, you know, very like manageable. I can just put my finger through it and then it'll just go in any spot. I didn't need to detangle my hair because my hair was already detangled when I did my when I washed my hair, and I basically pulled it back and stretched it a little bit because my hair seems to respond very well in a stretched state because of my texture. And it keeps me from having, like, you know, a lot of tangles. It's like tangle prevention. So with this, or whatever the case is, I have this here, the oil is on there, and I'm basically just gonna run my finger down a little bit just to kind of smoothen the hair out more. And then I'm gonna basically just start twisting that one little section. And then sometimes you just take a little piece from the other side just so that throughout the whole twist it's consistent and it stays kind of like tight and it doesn't unravel. This is not a Senegalese twist, this is a double strand twist. But when you take hair from the other side, as if you're doing like a not a cornrow, but like as you're doing like a braid, you're basically just twisting it down. Once you get to your ends, you just want to kind of twirl your finger a little bit like that and let it go. And then boom, you got yourself a nice little curl. Now, this is a good way for you to determine if you need to cut something off of your hair, because if it's like a little, like I have like a slight little strand here that, well, maybe it's like more than one, maybe 2 or 3 strands here that's not consistent with the bulk of my hair. Now, in my opinion, that's like a good reason to like trim that, you know, because it's just this is eventually going to split at some point in time, and then it's just going to work its way up the rest of the hair shaft. So that's, you know, open for a little bit of a dusting, because that's like, you know, just getting that part off so everything is consistently the same, you know, from the root all the way down to wherever your ends are. But yeah, this is really what it is. This is super moisturized, and I basically just do this throughout my whole head. And then once I finish doing that throughout my entire head with all of these little things here, I'm like, they're protective. They're ugly. I keep them covered up unless I have someone else doing it so they can be a little bit more uniform if I want to wear them out. And you know, you do that all the way around. Your hair is working with each other in some type of way, so it prevents breaking and splitting and any other traumas that your hair can endure. And you just do that like every few days or so. Like I would say on average, I would do it like every 3 or so days in between like wash days and stuff like that. But you have to keep your hair moisturized. Your hair is always asking for some sort of moisturization, and you have to make sure you keep those other things in mind, like your porosity and everything else, to know how your hair needs to be moisturized, because moisturization is one of the most important things for your hair. So I'm gonna end this video off right there, and as always, I want you guys to live life, and I will see you in the next video.